What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with some Destiny 2 news. And of course this weekend we have the launch of the Vault of Glass for Destiny 2, so we'll touch on a couple of bits there, but also some updates from Bungie regarding a few different issues in the game. And then we're going to talk about upcoming secret content for Season of the Splicer, some hidden quests, a mission, a potential end of season event, but also we'll touch briefly on a Solstice of Heroes weapon for this year, as well as a better look at armor rewards, and we have a couple of other things to round up inside of the videos. So guys, as always, I hope you enjoy this one, but without further delay, let's get into it. And initially with VOG launching today, just worth reiterating that will be at 10 AM Pacific time, 1700 UTC, which is 6 PM in the UK. And to point out that the first fire team of 6 to complete the raid, then complete the Vault of Glass challenge mode and claim the Tempo's Edge triumph, will be declared world first. And to point out that upon the completion of the final encounter of challenge mode, at least one member of the fire team needs to claim the Tempo's Edge triumph. And then the fire team must loot the final chest before returning to orbit, before that finish will be officially recorded. So just worth bearing that in mind. But otherwise, for the rest of us, hopefully, it means a bunch of exciting rewards, and maybe discovering a few tricks that Vault may have up its sleeve in this reprised version. Next though, we have a couple of little updates from Bungie, and following questions about the Gambit Prime armors and armor synthesis, DMG did say he got some info from the team, and they said for Transmog, they were unable to make varying levels of glow between illicit, outlawed, and notorious sets, and as such, all Gambit Prime armors of each role were reduced down to one set to prevent accidental over-purchasing. So essentially they're saying there are technical reasons that they decided to simply have one set available for Transmog, and so the different colours and glows are kind of unified now, and there is only the one version available. Some folks have been reporting bugginess with weapon node changes based on the patch this season, and DMG said that the team is investigating those issues, and specifically for the Swarm, players have been reporting the Unrelenting bonus being replaced with Bottomless Grief as a selectable node, and so DMG said if you have one in this state, don't attempt to select Bottomless Grief, as it may prevent a future fix from working, so just something to bear in mind right there. And they also say for any players that are having issues signing into Destiny still, because some folks haven't actually been able to get on since the start of this season, they say be sure to report those over on the help forums at bungie.net, as they are working on getting those fixed. So hopefully it isn't an issue you have been affected by, but if you have, then be sure to report it to the help forums. Now let's talk about some upcoming secret content and a secret mission variant of the Override. So spoiler alerts are necessary as always. There is a hidden quest and Override variant which we'll get access to later on in the season. This will be after the point where we've completed all Path of the Splicer quests, so as we've discussed, the final quest is going to culminate in a fight with Courier on week 8. And Courier is responsible for the current Endless Night on the last city. So pretty interesting in terms of story. Courier did actually make an appearance in the first mission for this season, which a lot of players may have missed, myself included, but we can see that enemy appearing just as we're pulled out of the Vex network right here. Courier's model was also revealed by Monteven on Twitter via data mining, so it'd be pretty cool to see that enemy in game, but after we defeat them, it appears that the Endless Night in the city would also come to an end as part of that quest. However, following this, at some point in the middle of the season, another significant event is going to unfold, and it'll start with an urgent broadcast at the Splicer servitor, and Lakshmi, using Future Warcald's tech, is going to warn us of a Vex incursion in the last city. And so the Vex are essentially going to invade during part of a quest called As Prophesied. And during the quest, Lakshmi is actually going to open a portal in the last city and will arrive in the Elixir Quarter for a hidden Override mission. So the database has evidence of this, with Override Last City and its preview image showing us that extra Override map at the Butts of Ruins. And so this is where we'll actually fight off the Vex once again. Spoiler alerts are once again necessary right here for character-related stuff, but additionally, according to data mines, Lakshmi is actually going to succumb to the Vex during this incursion, and there'll be other significant story beats which somehow tie into the epilogue, which Bungie made clear on the roadmap, although that is at the end of the season. We don't know an absolute ton about epilogue at all, other than that it appears to be a kind of end-of-season event, but more the kind where we watch an event take place in the world, so there is a triumph called We Are Enough, to witness the final events of the season of the Splicer. And so that's one side of Season of the Splicer's kind of content progression, and it appears to be mostly separate to the content we'll discover in Expunge missions, and they're going to come first via the weekly quests that we're getting for the season. So, as we've touched on, there will be normal and corrupted variants of Expunge missions, with upcoming perks on the Splicer Gauntlet, allowing us to craft corrupted keycodes and additional perks to unlock extra gravity cannons, shortcuts, and things like that. So, of course, the first mission we'll get access to is Labyrinth on the Tangled Shore, and that's next week on May 25th. Then, as well as us ultimately defeating Korea later, there will be some unique drops like the Zero Nero exotic shell, which can be earned by completing Expunge Delphi without dying, and that'll be available on week 8 of the season. And so just a bit of an extra preview right there of what we can expect to see later on in Season of the Splicer. So as always, give us your thoughts about that down below. Although, we're also going to see the return of the Solstice of Heroes event for the year. And something we should touch on, this is referenced in leaked text for the season, but we are going to be getting a Solstice of Heroes weapon this year in the form of a shotgun, and Bungie did actually show us a couple of brief clips of the shotgun inside of the trailer for the season. So that may add a bit of an extra layer of interest for this year, although we don't know archetypes and perks for it just yet. But on top of the new weapon, of course there will be new armor, and we got a very loose look at them the other day, although Firemaster Gaming right here did share to Reddit updated versions of the Solstice armor with all of the textures, so we can see right here a bit of a higher detailed look at what the Solstice armor will appear like this year. They also added that the gold sections on the armor can be shaded as far as it can tell, and so while we can't see glows, it's obvious that the shaders are going to adjust a lot of the geometry on those armor sets, which is pretty cool. In terms of objectives and acquiring that armor though, I'm guessing it's going to be pretty similar to what we've seen in previous events, where we start out with the basic set and upgrade them through objectives actually listed on the armor pieces. And so let us know if that armor piques your interest for the Solstice event this year. And since VOG is going live this weekend, in terms of the 24-hour challenges, of course, the World First race will include an attempt by multiple teams to complete the Tempo's Edge Triumph, which is actually made of different triumphs. To complete in the raid, interestingly, Shattered Glass at the top is actually linked to completing the Vault of Glass raid without dying. According to Bungie, this is the triumph list associated with that World First, so I'm not sure if that is suggesting that the World First completion actually has to be flawless. But then there is wait for it to complete the Confluxes challenge mode. Perhaps if you're going to jump in, these titles could give you some ideas as to what we'll need to do. There is the only Oracle for you, which is the Oracle's challenge mode, out of its way to complete the Templar challenge mode. Then there is Strangers in Time for the Gatekeepers, and Ensemble's Refrain, which is the challenge mode for the Atheon encounter. It'll be interesting to see exactly what we get with VOG later on, but as I discussed in a video a couple of days back, there are an additional 4 hidden chests in VOG, as well as 12 collectibles on the reprised raid, so could be quite a few interesting things to go after inside of VOG. And if you do want any extra info on the Vault of Glass loot table challenges, rewards and stuff like that, I'll link my VOG video in the description box below. A final thing I wanted to mention right here, but there was speculation as to whether Ikora has a new voice actress for Season of the Splicer, and Game Informer confirmed that there is indeed a new voice actress for Ikora this season at least, and that's Mara Juno, who confirmed she took on the role for Season 14. Whether that means Gina Torres won't be voicing Ikora in all of the upcoming content isn't entirely clear, but at least there we have it confirmed. There is a new voice actress for Ikora in the content that we've had from Season 14. So it's something else you can give us your thoughts about down below. But otherwise, that's everything we have to round up in today's video, guys. So, as always, I hope you have enjoyed this one. Be sure to give us any of your thoughts down in the comment section. And if you do jump into VOG this weekend, I wish you the best of luck, and of course, have fun with the reprised raid. If you've enjoyed the video, a rating down below does really help us out on the channel, guys. And also, feel free to get subscribed, and turn on notifications if you don't want to miss out on any D2 content, as I'll be keeping you posted through the course of the season, and for all of the upcoming DLC stuff. However, for now, thanks a lot for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.